Ripple XRP, so this is what Brad Garlinghouse has said about the people and what they're going to be voting on in the upcoming elections. It is a new video, so we are going to check it out to see what he says. And of course, he talks about the crypto policies as well. We also are going to be having a look at Ripple potentially being a third party, or it could act as a third party for the Federal Reserve. It's only a possibility. It might not happen, or it might. And we do have the price action of XRP, which we're going to have a look at. I mean, today we are in the green pretty much, which is quite nice. XRP is up heavily by 13.1%. We also have a few top gainers, such as WLD up by 33.3%. But overall, it looks like as if the market is up by 5% or more in general for each of these coins. So guys, if you want weekly news for XRP, all what you have to do is subscribe to the channel and like the video as well to show your support. Let's first have a look at what Brad Garlinghouse has said in this interview. He says that Republicans are playing chess while the Democrats are playing checkers on crypto policy. And it has been like this for a while now. We do know that the Republicans are, of course, trying to be with the people, saying that they're not going to be interfering with our crypto investments, are not going to be playing heavily into it as much as the Democrats are, because we have heard of, for example, like Elizabeth Warren saying that cryptocurrency is just purely fraud. And obviously, you're not going to be voting for Democrats if you have people like that saying things, right? You as a person want to be in growing your investments and you want to have the freedom to do so. And in order to do that with cryptocurrency, it looks like as if it has become this political issue and that many people will be voting for Republicans because you don't want to be giving away your freedom to invest. So let's first have a look at this video.
Look, I'm going to start by saying it's shocking to me as a kid who grew up in Kansas that somehow a technology like this has become a partisan issue. Why would we have a Republican versus Democrat dynamic around innovation? Like, we should want technology that reduces cost, improves efficiency. The fact that this became partisan, I think really, the patient zero on that is Elizabeth Warren, who uses as a campaign talking point that all crypto is used for bad acts and et cetera, which is absolutely provably not the case. But now you have, in a somewhat crazy way, a dynamic where the Republicans are pro-crypto and a bunch of Democrats are anti-crypto. I'll give credit to a Fortune reporter who's one of the first people I saw tweet out, this is JJR, Jeff John Roberts, tweeted out that Biden will gain 0 votes for being anti-crypto, and Trump will gain tens of thousands, I don't know what he said exactly, but many votes for being pro-crypto. I agree with that tweet, and it makes no sense to me. And there are leading Democrats who I think are trying to solve this and leading in. I was at a crypto roundtable in Washington, D.C., led by a California rep named Ro Khanna, Mark Cuban. It was about 25 people. Anita Dunn, in a personal capacity, who works directly for Joe Biden, was in the group, as was Mark Cuban, Senator from New York, Gillibrand. So look, I think there's some leading Democrats recognizing they maybe got this wrong. I was sitting next to a different representative, I'll leave unnamed, who said that he was there largely to do a mea culpa. He's like, I got this wrong, and I had looked at this the wrong way. And I do think it's because people believe the bullshit. They have people espousing things that just are plainly not true, and they believe it. They have to learn for themselves how crypto is really being used. There's a lot of very good actors in this space that are trying to follow the rules of the road, and we've been asking for 5 years, give us clear rules of the road. And so I'm hopeful that eventually this will become a nonpartisan issue, but right now it is partisan, and I think the Republicans are playing chess where the Democrats are playing checkers.
Right. So obviously we know which party are going to win this in the game in general, and it seems like as if the more and more that the Democrats actually talk about crypto, I think they just throw a lot of people away, a lot of these voters, because they're steering away from the ability to actually trade crypto. But what Brad is saying here is that really we should be having systems like this that are efficient and cheap, and we should be having it for the benefit of the people, and it shouldn't really be a political issue. But that is what it seems like it has turned into so far. Over here from High Vibe, we have David Andalfato from the US Federal Reserve saying that the Fed could delegate settlement to a third party like Ripple. Now in this video, if you actually watch it, he only mentions Ripple ever so slightly, and he kind of like says it under his breath, really kind of minimizes it by saying Ripple protocol. It's not like as if he's saying it with a lot of confidence, but let's just see what your thoughts are on this.
That is, people say, how can you trust the Fed to do the bookkeeping. Like I said, my response is, well, you don't expect the Fed to kind of steal your money. I mean, if the Fed can print all the money at once, it's not going to like mess around with your bookkeeping. So we have this big spreadsheet, the blockchain if you want, but it's just managed by the Fed, and it's very cheap, much cheaper than Bitcoin. If you're willing to delegate the responsibility to a third party, but then the downsides to all of that, of course, is you'd actually suppose you didn't want the Fed to be responsible for processing the payments. Suppose the Fed will likely impose some KYC restrictions on some purchases. They might not process some purchases that you might want to undertake. And so it was at that point that I said, well, we could, if we wanted to, extend the concept one step further. I'm not saying that this is ever going to happen, but just conceptually, you could imagine not FedWire for all, but kind of with a Fed coin, where what the Fed would do is actually just issue these, Bitcoin-like objects, but and they would enforce a par exchange rate with the U.S. dollar. That would eliminate the exchange rate volatility. But they could delegate the clearing of these payments to some third party, some sort of Ripple-like protocol, or possibly even Bitcoin. We could delegate the responsibility of processing these electronic, Fedcoin payments to the miners. And the idea there would be.
So you heard it from him there. He says Ripple-like protocol, and that is only to do with the delegation of the third party. From Blockchain Daily, this actually came in on the 13th of July. So XRP actually was able to add 5 billion to its market cap in the last 24 hours. And as we know, as of now, we are currently on the 17th of July, so it applied a couple of days ago. But if you look at that massive graph at where we were currently at the market cap of 24.25 billion, we were able to put some numbers on it. And I'm actually going to talk through more about the price as well. But in terms of crypto in general, you are still early. So far for crypto users, we are 320 million, which is quite a hefty chunk, right? But if you compare the amount of crypto users to the amount of internet users, internet obviously outpaces it by far. We are currently at 5 billion. So we still have a lot of people that either don't trust crypto, don't understand about crypto in general, or probably don't even know about crypto. And so that is the reason as to why we are still early in this game. So if you think that you are losing for some sort of reason, don't think that, because we are early so far. We're in this Web3, and it's good that we are all here. So let's have a look at the price action of XRP. We are up in the green today. It's actually come quite nice because the price action wasn't doing so well roughly around about 5 days ago. We are up by 13.38%, and we are trading at 61 cents at 0.6152. For the 24-hour volume, we are up by 39.57%. and we are trading at $3.2 billion. So if you have a look over here on the 16th of July, we were trading at 0.5476, and then again you can see we were able to go up to 58 cents, just this nice climb up that we've basically had on this one day so far. And we've had actually two climbs up. We've gone from 54 cents all the way to 58, and then from 58 to the 62 cent level. On the 7-day chart, we are up by a nice 40.12%. Really good gains. If you see over here, just on the 10th of July, we were pretty much in the red at 43 cents. So if you have a look, pretty much midweek, we went to that 53 cents, and now we're up quite nicely. On the 1 month chart, that then means that we are now up by 27%. And if you look at this graph, we did actually go down to 40 cents. That was a low, and a really big low actually that we took in quite a while. On the 1 year chart, you can see how bad that low actually was, because we haven't hit 40 cents in a while. Usually we actually hit roughly around about 50 cents and go to 49 and then come back up again, but we hit 40 cents. So I think that is where we took a really bearish point. But now we've seen this climb up, so it looks like as if we're getting back to somewhat normal levels. So let's see if we're actually able to hold this level. We may receive a bit of a pullback, probably coming back down to 56 or 57 cents, but it is on a rally. Guys, if you want weekly XRP news, subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.